Is this thing on? Are we live? Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Couch Pundies. Okay, I'm upside down now. It's the Couch Pundies, guys, back at it again, man, for another show. Man, what's going on in the football world, man? It's been a crazy 24 hours.
Oh, please.
Um, we don't even know where to start. It's so hectic. But obviously, I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room, which is the UEFA Super League. That's what's on everybody's mind. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody has their own piece about it. So, G, I'm gonna let you have yours, man. What do you think about the UEFA Super League?
Yeah, man. First of all, evening. Hope you had a good weekend, man. It's been a while. Uh, hey, it was shocking. I didn't expect the announcement. You know, I read a statement somewhere. They were saying, PS, I think that's the director of Real Madrid, PS,
Yeah, Kaya's
told
done.
them that, yeah, they told him that, you know what, he won't do Super League anymore. He agrees and done. Then suddenly goes behind the back and started like that's like some mafia-ish right there, you know.
Fam,
And
that's crazy, yeah?
and honestly speaking, I'm just laughing at City because they had a chance to go win the Champions League this year, and they go sign that league. That means they can't win it anymore. So, but my honest opinion, I'm excited about it. I think UEFA were just too arrogant. They thought they were untouchable. Um, Sooner or later, the big boys, is you know the big people. It's like that high school. A kid that is strong but is not aware of it. Eventually, sooner or later, is going to start noticing, but I am stronger than these people, and he will start standing up and flexing their muscles. You understand? So the big teams started doing that. They knew that if they stayed together, none of these leagues will crumble without them. And honestly, that's what really happened now. As I can see the threats that is happening from the UK government, from La Liga, um, from FA, all of that. None of them, no league will survive without the top six. No league will survive without Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. You understand? They make La Liga. No league will survive without Juventus. I think Juventus joined, if I'm not mistaken. Without
Yeah, and AC
Juventus,
Milan.
without Inter Milan, you understand? So right now, the only league that might survive is German league because Bayern stayed there and BVB haven't signed. So the only league you
Nah,
can
no,
say
no
can
German, no German league agreed. All the German teams just said they won't be joining.
you understand. So it's the only league that will survive. Other than that, no league will survive. I don't see DSTV paying to see Leeds and West Ham battle for top. I don't see DSTV paying big amounts to have Champions League where Leeds will be playing uh Lazio in a knockout. You understand? Nobody will do that. So I think right now Champions League they just need to uh come to terms with them. Maybe have a league where whoever wins the Champions League can now join the Super League, and whoever finished last drops down and joins. You understand something because
But do you
they
think the
can't
Champions
survive.
League will survive? Or do you think the Champions League, like from a revenue point of view, do you think the Champions League will survive without all these teams? Because I mean, obviously, it's impossible for them to play both. From a physical, and physical point of view, just from the players, it's impossible. They can't play Champions League and play the Super League, which is obviously going to be more taxing because you're playing more difficult opponents. Every game, it's difficult unless you're facing Arsenal or Tottenham. Then yeah, you're happy that's your day off. But in general, facing Bayern Munich is taxing, facing Real Madrid is taxing. So do you think the Champions League is if the Super League does happen, do you think the Champions League has a future?
No, no, it won't.
So it'll be
It
the this will
won't.
be the, it'll be the end of the Champions League.
It will be the end of the and do you know when Super League is going? It might not have the prestigious feeling in the beginning because people are not used to it as yet. But the more people win it and the fans celebrating that we won the league against the top teams, finishing ahead of Real Madrid and all that, lifting the trophy. Now it's going to start being prestigious. Like people are going to start appreciating it now. Second year, third year. and then it will be same level as UCL as well. Every trophy started low somewhere somehow, and the more money goes into it, the more the players appreciate it, and so on. It grows. So
But
the only problem I saw Gary Neville's comment, and it's true. The only issue is that now the team who will suffer is if the teams can play in the league, Premier League. The remaining 40 teams will suffer because those big top six teams will have all the money in the world, best facilities. Playing against the best team week in, week out makes the other teams weak, honestly speaking. You understand? So the top six will run the league. They will run the league every year. Like you won't eventually you won't see this thing of Leeds.
Leicester, West Ham, and all these guys.
You understand? Even Arsenal themselves will get stronger. They'll have money to
Yeah,
buy
definitely.
players.
With obviously the cash injection. With the cash injection, yes. I
And
can
the quality
understand
they
why
bring
Arsenal was so. I can understand why Arsenal was so eager to, drop their names
in.
and tell
Even
everybody that they are
Liverpool.
because.
Even Liverpool,
But
as much
like
as I
all
made
teams, like 350 million is a lot, bro. Like 350 million is a lot, just for being in the competition. This
no,
is
that's a
outside of
lot.
TV rights, outside of sponsorships, outside of all the deals. Because obviously, this will probably be, if it does come to play, it'll probably be the most watched, league, if you want to put it, in the world because of the teams that are participating in it. It's nothing but big dogs.
Yeah, and remember now, I read somewhere that they'll be going for Amazon, Netflix, all of this. Like the revenue will be crazy coming there. You understand? They apparently they're like $4 billion a year, and they're able to share it amongst themselves. It's not like going to UEFA now or FIFA first. They will share it amongst themselves. So the money
Mm.
injection will be crazy. And I read somewhere else. You know why some players are quiet in management? They mentioned that apparently I saw with that Mark Goldbridge. Sometimes he can talk crap, but he talks sense as well. I like following him. You know the United stand, Mark.
Yeah,
He
yeah, I know,
said,
Mark.
yeah, there was somebody who heard that during the week they spoke to players and coaches that their salary were like increased by 5 times or 6 times. And that's true. The more in that league, those players will be earning ridiculous amounts. Now, I don't think they'll rather go there because now they can secure their future with the remaining 2 or 3 years there. You understand? Especially players like Saleh, Mana, who are 30 years. Imagine playing there for 3 years. How much revenue, how much sponsorship they were able to get.
Kind of like playing in the
I think,
Chinese league.
yeah, you understand it, but now with quality. You understand? Now,
Yeah.
imagine Salah being allowed to have a brand that is different on his t-shirt because he's sponsored by that team. How much money he can get individual because that's where it's going. You understand? There will be team sponsors, but then they will be allowed, from what I see, that if for example, Mane is sponsored by something else, he'll be allowed to have it on his t-shirt alone, even if it has to be a small place, and he gets paid specifically for that. You understand? That's how much revenue can go, how much these players are planning to make millions. And they won't say Jack. None of the players in top six said anything. Not even one. Because the money that is going there, it is crazy.
Bruno, look, Bruno Fernandez said something, but he didn't. It wasn't direct, but it was kind of like a hint, and on his Instagram where he said that dreams can't be bought. But obviously, that's just one player. I don't think one player can change the mind of the entire league. That's just one. Look, man, we don't know what everybody's thinking because nobody's saying anything. Do you understand? We don't know what they're thinking. Tuchel was interviewed today. He said he's not going to comment because he doesn't know anything about it. Um, Klopp said this pretty much the same thing that what am I going to say? I don't know anything about it. I'm not part of this. I'm not part of any organization that makes any decision. I'm just a manager. Do you understand? My concerns are with Liverpool and managing the boys. Anything above that, I can't comment on because I'm not at liberty to, and it's not my place to.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give you what I think about it. Me, I've got a very big problem with it because of look from a revenue point of view, it makes sense, makes sense. But I feel that soccer players are already making enough money. That's just my point of view. But then again, somebody else might be thinking I'm making enough money, And I don't feel that way. Do you understand? So from a financial point of view, I agree why it makes sense. It'll make a lot of sense for those teams only. But then also from a financial point of view, I think it sucks because, like you said, if let's say a team like Man United, we already have deep pockets, get a 350 million cash injection. Do you understand? That's a problem. It's a huge problem. I mean, Chelsea they don't have financial problems. They get a 350,000 cash. That's just the money from just signing your name on the just signing your team up and being a part of this competition. Obviously, it goes beyond that with the revenue that'll make from if it's hitting Netflix, advertisers are gonna eat that things up. And all the avenues. But my biggest problem with this and how it's being done is that I've always followed football, and it's always interesting to see, the odd story, especially in the EPL. In some leagues, it barely ever happens, where you get a dream story like with Leicester as an example, with West Ham right now, and with all the other big teams, big teams being threatened, the threat of not qualifying for top four. I feel like if they are going to do this league, the quality of EPL football will die because there's nothing really to fight for anymore. Do you understand? If let's say now we're in this position and we're playing Super League, no one else would care. It's only like whatever. Let's City win the league. They've already won it. We will. Why? You know what I mean? So I think the quality of football in the EPL will drop immensely because there's nothing to fight for anymore. And it puts the little guy at disadvantage, man. And for me, I think these teams fight because they want in on this revenue. To understand, and they want in on Champions League revenue or on Europa League revenue. That's why Leicester fights so hard. Leicester won the league, and I don't think any one of them think that it will happen anytime again soon. But obviously, they want to build themselves, and the only way they'll build themselves is ending up in top four, getting UEFA revenue for just being top four, revenue for joining the you understand what I'm saying? The same amount of TV rights, the same amount of everything, and if you like somebody made it a very great example this afternoon. If the Super League was always there, we wouldn't. Coaches like Jose Mourinho probably wouldn't even exist because Jose Mourinho came in the ranks winning the Champions League with Porto, which will, you know what I mean? It won't make it into the Super League because Porto's not a big enough club. So teams like Jose Mourinho, guys like Jose Mourinho, and some of these other players that we discover, man, like Mohamed Salah used to play for AS Roma. Do you understand? If AS Roma didn't have that spell that they did in the Champions League, look at your goalkeeper. If they didn't have that spell that they did in the Champions League, he would have never caught Klopp's eye. Do you understand? Against Liverpool, that guy was amazing. Alisson was amazing against Liverpool. He caught Klopp's eye. So it kind of closes off opportunities like that. Do you understand? So it's for me, I don't know. I think it's a very financially motivated move. It's got nothing to do with football. And that's why I'm opposed it. I'm opposed it because it's got nothing to do with football. It's all about money, money, money. And if you can see the guys that are involved in it, I mean, I'm not surprised that the Glazers involved. They're greedy bastards. You know what I mean? That's just who they are. They're greedy bastards, and they're gonna want to milk Man United for everything that they possibly can. So I understand why majority of the fans are pissed off about this because of what it does to football as a sport. If we're going to speak about football as a business, that's something totally different. Do you understand? The suits will have better intel on why it's better. But we all know football is made by the players and the fans. The guys paying the bills behind. Football has always been there. Even before it was a business, it was always there. Like if you look at like in township. In the township, man, like the people go there. You know what I mean? Like those guys aren't paid to play, but they go there because they've got ambitions to become better. They've got ambitions to make it into these leagues. So if these leagues become closed off to individuals, Man United can only take a certain amount of players. Liverpool can only take a certain amount of players, and so forth as AC Milan, Real Madrid, and all of those guys. So what happens to all these other players if we don't see them playing enough in the Champions League, which is obviously a league that is watched immensely around the world? How do they have a fighting chance? Do you understand? Who's gonna go see? Who's gonna see? Who's that guy? That silver boy that plays for? I think he plays in is it in Spain or in Italy? I don't know. Some of that, but he's a Portugal kid. That kid. No, actually, he actually plays in Germany. He's banging in goals, bro. It's actually Lewandowski, him, then only Erling Haaland. He's not part of the super team. Who's going to sign him? Who's going to see him? We won't be able to see these guys anymore. And thirdly, the most important one for me is that these games are only exciting because they happen once in a while. If they're going to be happening the entire year, it's going to lose. It's going to lose everything that it has. Like we don't care. So Real Madrid is playing Man United. You're like, kid, who cares? You understand? It's like whatever. They're playing each other all the damn time anyway. Liverpool is playing Madrid. This Liverpool Madrid game was a blockbuster because it's something that we don't
let
see
me
often.
jump in there. Let me jump in there.
Wait. No, wait. You'll get your turn.
You
Wait,
still watch
you'll get your
Liverpool
turn.
play Man City.
Wait, you will
You still
wait. You
watch
will get
Arsenal
your
play
turn.
Tottenham
Listen,
every
Kaya,
week in, week out,
you
every
will
year. So
get
you
your
can't come with that
turn.
story.
Oh, Kaya,
Right,
we'll
don't
come with
come
you.
with
You'll
that
get.
story, bro.
Listen,
Right.
but my Chi, listen. This is not an argument. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not debating with you. I'm giving you what I think about it. I don't care what you think about it. I don't care what the next guy feels about it. I gave G his chance to tell me what he feels about it. He said he's for it. I didn't oppose. Did I oppose you, G? I didn't oppose him. I listened to what he said, and then we'll get. Listen, bro. We'll get to. We'll get to.
I'll give you a chance.
We'll get to the debating
statement.
and blah, whatever. Do you understand? It's fine if you think it's a bullshit statement. Fact is, it's true. I see Liverpool. I see Liverpool playing Man United. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed that they'll play twice a year. That's guaranteed. I know they'll play guaranteed. I don't know if Man United will ever play Barcelona. I don't know that. Do you understand? It's not guaranteed fixture. But with the Super League, it's a guaranteed fixture. I know Liverpool will play Madrid because it's a guaranteed fixture. But if it happens, the excitement of the Champions League draw is like, yo, who are you gonna draw? Oh, I hope I don't get Bayern Munich. That's all out the window because you are definitely getting Bayern Munich. There is no, I hope I don't get Bayern. You are definitely getting Bayern Munich. There is no, oh, I hope I don't get. You are definitely getting Barcelona. So that's my point. That it takes away from that whole. Oh, I'm glad I didn't get Barcelona. Do you understand? And then only for you to draw Barcelona the next group, or you to draw Porto and Porto beats you. Do you understand? Like it takes away all that fun from football. If it's just going to be exciting matches all around, then it'll be exciting for the first time around. Next year it won't be that exciting because I know we're playing Real Madrid. I know might as well go play. For me it'll be the equate. It'll equate to a Leicester Man United game eventually, because for me how I see it is that they're going to play each other anyway. It's guaranteed. It's happening. There is no. You don't work to play against the Real Madrid and Barcelona, and that's what the Champions League is all about. You want to be in top four, so you play the best teams in the world. Now you're guaranteed to play the best teams in the world. As far as the league is concerned, is that we're all now fighting for number one. Do you understand? Everybody fights for number one. The little guys are going to definitely suffer because they won't have the funds to back it up, because these guys are going to have like deep pockets. Now everybody can afford your Erling Haalands, which is going to do what? Spike the transfer market. And if it spikes the transfer market, Everton, there is no way in hell Everton will be able to afford some of the best players in the world, because they can't. But from a Borussia Dortmund point of view, if you guys are joining the Super League, I know you've got deep pockets. I know, because guarantee you guys made a lot of money. Now we're going to charge you 200 million for Sancho. Like, we're not in the Super League. We don't have that 300 million. So who are we going to take it from? We're going to take it from Man United. They want Jadon Sancho. We'll charge them 200 million for him, because why? They've got the money. They made the money from the Super League. So that's the few things. That's the few concerns that I have. That it's not a football motivated thing. It's more about money, and it's more about lining the pockets of these directors and whatnot. It's got nothing to do with football. Football was always created for. It's an opportunity game that if you work hard enough, you will get to the Champions League. Arsenal, now they're giving rights. Arsenal suck, bro. What does Arsenal deserve to be in the Super League? Why are Arsenal in the Super League? Nobody knows. Why are Tottenham in the Super League? Because if you're gonna say that you are based on the pure merit that these clubs have been big in Europe and they've got the silverware to prove it, how is Spurs there? It doesn't make sense. And if you're gonna say that we merited on the fact that we're gonna look at the last past 5 years and see that these are the teams that have actually been worthy of being mentioned as the top six. Arsenal, for the past 5 years, have never finished in the top four. For the past 5 years, how are they in there? So for me, that's how I knew that this has got nothing to do with football. This has got everything to do with money. And obviously, Kai is going to interject because his father Perez is the head of all this nonsense, and he's always going to be like, because his father's the head of all this
give
nonsense.
Me my 2 cents. I'll give you as 20 minutes to blabber. Oh, shush! This is what I'm saying. It's simple. You've been watching EPL for how long? 20 years, right? And in those 20 years, dude, you still watch Wolves versus Leeds. Every time there's an EPL game, you watch it. You don't say, I've been watching these teams forever. I'm bored now. This thing's no longer exciting. Because you watch it because it's football. And this move is simply a
No.
move to
Actually, it's not exciting.
exactly.
Wolves versus Leeds is not exciting, but okay.
But you still watch it because you're a football purist. And here is literally to say, guys, come on. You want to put the teams with the and at the end of the day, come on, guys. Yeah, I understand why you want to say why is Arsenal in there. As crap as Arsenal is, it's got a major following, probably bigger than Chelsea, bigger than Man City. I mean, you got Trev, you got Tepo there on the comments list. These are Arsenal fans, and they just pop. That just shows you how much following the team is there. So obviously, for commercial reasons, you're gonna put teams that are traditionally big teams. At the end of the day, AC Milan is
for
not
what
like
reasons? For what reasons? Repeat that again. For what reasons?
for
For
financial
commercial
reasons.
reasons. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on. Yes.
Let me ask you a simple
Yes.
question.
Carry on.
Champions League. Champions League is also for commercial reasons. That's why they ended up increasing the number of teams that go in there. It used to be
What's the
just the top
question?
two.
What's the
The
question?
question is this: is that everything in football works around commercial reasons, bro. So at the end of the day, the Champions League was simply created or extended for commercial reasons because the top
I still
team.
don't get the
Wait,
question, my guy. You
this
are
is what
telling
I'm
me
going.
something.
This is what I'm
Oh,
going at.
okay.
When it was just two teams qualifying for the Champions League, right? You'd get a point where a Man U gets a crappy season, they come third, but because of their pulling power, they're not in the Champions. So what the fuck needs to happen is that now we went like, no, let's make it a top four, and then once it was a top four, we're like, okay, now we're comfortable. It's the top four. If the reasons, all the countries in UEFA would have 2 teams or 4 teams qualifying. Why are you having 4 teams from Italy? Why are you having 4 from Germany? Why are you having 4 from Spain? Why are you having 4 from England? Why are you not having 4 from France? Why are you not having 4 from Russia? Why are certain teams? Because it's Europa, supposed to be a UEFA Champions League. All these countries are all equal for footballing reasons. What's to say a top 4 team that finished fourth in the Belgium league can't win the Champions League? Why limited? Everything, bruh, is unfair at the end of the day. There's countries that get given good things for commercial reasons at the end of the day. And all I'm saying is football's moved, bruh. Let's all be honest. I all love La Liga. You guys love EPL. I watch EPL. When I watch EPL, because of the Couch Pundies, I mostly watch your guys' teams and some of the teams in the top 6. But I'm not gonna go watch a Wolves play Burnley. I'll never do that. For what? No bearing on me. I'll see Burnley play when they play Manchester. That's a fact. Now, but the fact is, I'll watch a Liverpool and a Man City game because I know it's going to be fire. It's a freaking derby. Not even because I could watch that every week because there's quality players, 22 on the field, going against each other. That for me is the beauty of football. And with this league, it's literally to say, guys, we're going to give you guys the best players against each other all day, every day. Now we're not going to make a comparison like we were having last time. Is Benzema better than Lewandowski? Well, now we'll see because the goal tally, they'll be playing each other the whole day against the same defenders, against the same teams, against the same strong opposition. So we'll be able to tell who's better. It's not going to be on an assumption where the German league's better than the other one at the end of the day. And I mean, it's all about money, bruh. Why
Can
do we
I
have
ask you?
international friends? Why do
Can
we have
I ask you
international
something?
friends? What's the point of that?
You
Yeah.
said you said the beauty of football is watching a best 11 out of 11. Fine.
Yeah.
I say the beauty of football is not knowing the outcome. Do you understand? You not knowing what's going to happen at the end of the day. When Leicester won the league, that for me that was the beauty of football. It doesn't get any purer or more beautiful than that because you've got people who are not what you consider as the best 11 in the world. You understand? You don't consider them that, but they were able to win the Premier League because of hard work, because of dedication, because of what they wanted to do for themselves. And if you take that away from clubs, if you take the will for clubs to fight, if you take away the reason for them to want to work hard, because all these clubs are not where they are because of the fact that they don't want to. They already can't compete with the bigger clubs financially. That's why they can't get the players that the bigger clubs can. So if you take away the one thing that they fight for is a chance to play in Europe for these younger players. I made an example to G just earlier on. Jose Mourinho won the Champions League with Porto. He was very young when he did that. You understand? He was very young. He played. There was a team with Deco, such players in there. I'm not saying that they would have never been noticed, but then the likeliness of most of those players to have the decorated careers that they have, it would have been limited by the fact that they can't play in the Super League. Nobody watches them. If Jose Mourinho didn't win the Champions League with Porto, who knows if we would have the Jose Mourinho that we have? Because he would have never had an opportunity to play in the Champions League to prove that, you know what I mean? I can do this with such a team. I don't need Real Madrid. I don't need the Real Madrid starting 11. I went in and I won the same tournament that the Real Madrid starting 11 had the same opportunity as I did to win, and I won it. So if you're gonna take that away from teams and take away their willingness to fight, probably the biggest reason why West Ham is performing the way they do, because they want to be in Champions League. For them, it's unfamiliar territory. Because if now, why would West Ham fight? Why would West Ham fight to stay in the top 4 if they're not even going to be given a chance to play in the Champions League?
Let me answer.
Why would they do it?
Let me answer you. You said it now. It's simple. The thing. According to the format, well, it's not, but the proposed format was that it's going to be a 20-team league with 15 guaranteed teams. Then you've got 5 spots for teams that can qualify based on their performance in the league. So if now you take away the 15, that's going to be permanent. You've got a spot for 5 teams. You could literally say all 4 teams that make it into the Champions League, go West Ham, because Real Madrid won't be there. If they make it to the semis, they automatically get guaranteed into the Super League for that year. At the end of the day, they get their 350 mil. They've got enough money for them to invest.
How do you choose that 5? How do you choose that 5? What criteria do you choose that 5? Do you take 5? Are we looking at the rest of the team outside of Barcelona, Real Madrid? Are we looking at the rest of the teams outside of AC Milan, Inter? Are we looking at the rest of the teams outside of the conventional top 6?
I get it. The teams.
There's 5
the
spots.
15 teams.
There's 5 spots. Yeah. There's 5 spots that are open that you say are available. Who do we give them to, and what do you base that criteria on? Because you can't say
Let me answer you. I understand your question. This thing is simple. The 15 teams, they said they're never going to play Champions League ever again. You keep the same Champions League format.
How would Champions League survive without? But now you're talking rubbish. You just said everything is based on money. How would Champions League survive without the Real Madrid and the? You're talking rubbish now. You see, you contradicting yourself. How will Champions League? But how would the Champions League survive without those big clubs? Because Champions League is surviving because Lay's. There is no people. You are talking rubbish. Lay's, Heineken, Pepsi, all those people, PlayStation. They are sponsoring because they want the best teams in the world. Who the hell would watch HS Kazakhstan play West Ham? Who's gonna watch that guy? Stop being ridiculous, bro. You're being ridiculous now. Don't talk rubbish. The Champions League won't survive. Don't talk rubbish. Oh, this guy's like, keep the Champions League format the same. What are you talking about, dude? Come on, man. Come on. You just said everything is motivated by money. Who is going to pay for the Champions League? Who is going to pay? So late. If the Super League comes to play and Perez goes to Heineken and says, "Come, Heineken are jumping on board. Heineken have got fuck all to do with football. Who the fuck drinks and plays football anyway? Nobody. But what? You understand why? People that watch football drink. So if those guys are in that league, the people that drink, you're going to be advertising to them. You're not going to advertise to a person that watches West Ham in Kazakhstan. We don't even know who those players are. It's going to be a boring match. Just like you said, you would never watch a Leeds versus Wolves or whatever the hell you said. You'd never watch that. You already are the living embodiment of that won't work. You just said yourself, why should I watch that? Yeah, that is for everybody. No. I don't watch Abanez versus Gaddafi. I don't either. I don't. I didn't even know Granada was from Spain. I just knew now.
I was like, what the hell is this Granada team? That's the okay. Oh, also they're in Spain. Oh shit, my bad. I felt bad. You understand? But that's the reality of the thing, and that's why I'm saying that if you take away the Champions League, these guys, they've got nothing left to fight for, bro. They've got nothing left. They've got zero, zero, zero. And this is not what football was built on. Every team in the world, no team start except for Real Madrid because they've got the royal influence, they've got the royal money. Most teams in the world started from the bottom and they worked their way up. Do you understand? They played that. Leicester is a formidable football club now. Do you understand? And not just in the EPL. Everybody in the world knows the word Leicester because of how they fought to get where they are. Do you understand? All the other teams probably regressed. Like Man United will be a brand name because of how much pull it has in the fan base and its history and blah 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 whatever. But West Ham now, if people are starting to recognize West Ham, like, oh wow, West Ham, okay, could they? Wow, West Ham could play in the Champions League. You understand? And West Ham will never have that opportunity if they've got nothing to fight for. These teams will basically just be fighting to stay in the league and not get relegated. In a nutshell, do you understand? And you take away the hope from football.
So why is the Europa League surviving?
Because there's teams like Man United.
Because they will just
because let me tell you what the Europa League is based on the fact that if you are not good enough for the Champions,
that will be the new Champions League.
Hey, Mfana, come on. Yeah, you're not serious, right? Are you serious?
Yeah, now if you're not good enough for the Super League, you play in the Champions League.
Wait. Are you saying wait. Guys, you gotta record. This is live. So you are saying to me that the Europa League,
I'm serious, bro. I think the market requires it. I dude, like this is the one time
you've eliminated
football,
Arsenal.
When it's Champions
League, you've eliminated Man United.
Like
the people that actually
teams out.
Get those numbers
out. But I kid you not, he's gonna watch the semi-finals. Both of them. Even though his team's out, he's gonna watch the semi-finals. You've been watching Champions League, your team's been out the whole time. Nobody's watching Europa League.
You are not watching Europa League. You're not Manchester United. Manchester United has a lot of fan base. They've got a huge fan base. AC Milan has a huge fan base. Arsenal has a Europa League will survive because there's always a big team that will get kicked out of the Champions League. There's always a big team that won't be able to qualify for the Champions League.
And people will have to watch it on Thursday. That's the benefit.
You understand? And it's not expensive. And Europa League is not an expensive.
If the Europa League can survive. When does the Champions League?
Yes,
the Champions League can survive when there's
what
the
I'm
Super
saying. You're not
all those fans that watch Europa can now upgrade to watch Champions League.
Listen, if you take Arsenal out of the Europa League, just the Arsenal fans, you have probably taken about 25% of Europa League's revenue in terms of viewing and whatnot. You've already taken 25% away from Europe. You understand? And look at the way the league is positioned now. The English Premier League.
No, bro.
Borussia Dortmund are probably going to play in the Europa League. Actually, I'm even being friendly. Those bastards are playing in the Europa League next season. You understand? Because it's just better on their side. Already, that's a lot of revenue going towards the Europa League. But if you're saying that, so what happens to teams like Bayern Munich, teams like if you're gonna say that, then it's always gonna be dominated and ran by them, because who else? Okay, maybe let's say PSG, because PSG also refused to sign that thing.
For now,
so it's gonna be
for now.
For now. Obviously now everything is hypothetical because nothing is cast in stone yet. Do you understand? Everything is hypothetical. But if you think about it, if you take those teams out, if you take Bayern Munich out of this Super League, how super is this league if it doesn't have one of the best teams in the world? How super is this league if it doesn't have the German influence? I mean, Germany are big. They're a big force in world football. Do you understand? And now, the European Council has come out and said that they will definitely ban each player from playing in the Euros and whatnot. From they'll ban them from playing in those competitions.
The Euros will not survive.
You say that.
No, the Euros won't survive.
Listen to what I'm saying. They're saying they'll ban. We don't know where the players stand on this. Do you understand? We don't know where they stand on this. Some of them they like money. They'll agree. Players like Ender Herrera have come out, like Mesut Ozil. They've all come out and said that this is garbage. Even Bruno Fernandes went and said that you can't buy dreams, bro. Like it doesn't matter because people have no aspirations because people want to play for Real Madrid so that they can be a Champions League team. Do you understand? They want to play in the Champions League, and it's always a movie for these guys when they play against like your Real Madrid and whatnot. They play their best football ever because why? The world is watching. Now, if the world is already watching Man United with its top tier lineup versus Real Madrid with its top tier lineup, these guys, they're just a bunch of arrogant, overpaid fuckers kicking around the ball, saying that, oh, okay, if it's fine if you win now, we'll get you next time. Do you understand? But if you've got a West Ham who are there, and you're gonna have a couple of players that are gonna play the game of their lives because they know this is the only chance. Alisson is a perfect example of that. He was phenomenal. Do you understand? He was phenomenal. Like I was like, what? How the hell is this guy making all these saves? Because for them, it's almost like a job interview. Do you understand? A job interview. Let me put my name out in the world stage so that everybody else can want to go after me. And it's been like that for a lot of players. A majority of the players that we even have right now in world football, they all started out at a team, and this team was playing against a big team, and people noticed his name. They're like, oh wow, oh okay, this kid can actually play. Do you understand? He's got a future. And if you take stuff like that away from them, why are we even here? Because now it's not even about football anymore.
You're not taking it away. I mean, if you got five spots,
when will West Ham play Real Madrid?
When they get into the Super League by defeating all the other small teams.
How, bro? Which all others? What are you talking about? Hey, Rayuki. Where is this gonna happen?
Listen, I'm tuning you. I get it now. The Champions League guys, they're gonna choose the Super League guys. They're gonna choose maybe out of the 5 best leagues in the Europe. They'll say, hey guys, okay, sharp. Now, Leicester, you came in number 4 behind. Okay, you came in number 7 behind the 6 EPL teams that have all this money to buy all of these players. So
Arsenal will still probably be 9th.
So we'll take you as the number 6 guy, as the number 7 entrance into lucky draw. You see, in fact, I think they should do that to make it fair. They must have a draw, like a World Cup draw. Every team qualifies. If your name comes out of the pot, you make it into the Super League.
This guy's making it American style. Hey, yo. I can already see the announcement there. This door is brought to you by.
And if you look at
it'll be like tennis. There'll be a wild card entrance, bruh.
And if you look at the majority of these guys, Liverpool American owned, Arsenal American, they've got Americans on their board. Man United American owned. It's all Americans, bro. And then your greedy Spanish father. We all know that guy's greedy and it's all about money. So he's like the equivalent to the Glazers. So we're not surprised that those two are at the forefront of all this nonsense. We're not surprised, you understand? And we know that Liverpool, they board members, they love money. So we're also not surprised why they're there. Do you understand? And Arsenal, they don't have a choice. What does Arsenal have to lose? Arsenal has nothing to lose from this. Arsenal, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be fucking excited about this. I mean, I've been playing.
That's why Chipa is so excited.
Yeah, they would be excited because I've been playing Slavia Prague for the right. Yes, finally, man. Fuck it. They're probably gonna get abused there. You know what I mean? They're probably gonna get madly abused. There, but it doesn't really matter, man. It does, because I think the Super League is not like, if you win the Super League, obviously, like, oh yes, I won the Super League, but come on, man. Like, when will you ever get a Porto winning a Super League? You'll never get such things. Like, and for me, that's always been the beauty of football.
But
man.
It can happen.
It can. That's a 1%, bro. That's a 1% thing that you're speaking about. That's a 1% because Porto doesn't have the 30 million that those guys are getting right now off the bat. They don't. But still, they're gonna have to work.
Even now, Porto only won the Champions League once. It's still the big team.
They said no,
bro. It does not matter if they've won it once. The fact is that they have won it. Do you understand? Because they were playing the same teams that they were playing those big teams that you are talking about. Those teams are also in there. Do you understand? And that's what the culture of the Champions League is about. They were switching to the Swiss model. I don't know if you guys have seen the Swiss model and have checked it out and seen how it actually works. I thought that was pretty nice. It was pretty dope. You guys, obviously you two and the guys that are watching in right now, when you get a chance, look at the UEFA Swiss model. That's the one that's going to be pros in 2024, and that's what every team signed off for. And then Perez and the Glazers and everybody did their own Illuminati.
Just give us a short description. How does it work?
How does it work?
Fucking hell, bro. So basically what the Swiss thingamabob was about, it was that I'm gonna try because I only saw about it yesterday when this whole thing broke, but I'm trying to remember the important parts. So basically you'd have the whole teams playing against each other, né? But instead of the teams that get knocked out and go to the Europa League, the last two teams in every group, né? What they do is that all the top two teams there, they'll automatically qualify, go up, and then those two teams there at the last, they get to battle it out to be to go on into the next round or something like that until the top 16 is made up. So basically just opens up an opportunity so that more teams can be added into the Europa, and as opposed to saying that you're going to knock out all these teams, dump them in the Europa, you know. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it opens up for more teams to actually be added into the Europa.
So it's more or less like it's more like IPL, the qualifier.
Yes.
Some qualify, they're like then number 3 and 4 will battle it out. The final, to have the final semi-final spot or something.
Yes, to get to the next round. Look, it's more than that. Just Google it and check it out when you time, because there's like an entire video on it that I watched. It was like a 15-minute video or something. So they explain it more into detail. But look, it was still the Champions League. It was nothing really a huge change. Like, wow, do you understand? There was a bit changes there and there, but you could see where they were going with this thing, just to create opportunity for more teams, which is what I'm for. We are like, guys, I don't dispute that those are blockbuster things, but like, how many times can you actually watch these things? And then, like, for me, like watching Real Madrid play against Liverpool is a unicorn for me. It's a unicorn. I'll never miss that match. I'll never miss, because I don't know when else I'll get to see it again.
Shush, can I ask you a question?
Shoot, buddy.
You're a basketball fan, right?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yes, I am.
But you keep every year NBA, you watch the same teams all over, battle it out, try to get to the playoffs and win. But it's the same teams every time. Why doesn't that bore you?
It doesn't bore me because there is no other model to it. That's it. They're not changing anything. That's how it's always been. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not. And let me tell you about basketball players. Basketball players get drafted every year. So these teams are always switching and chopping and changing. It's not like football. Football, it's rare that you find Salah this year playing for Liverpool. Next year he's playing for Chelsea. It's rare. It's a very rare thing. And then in basketball, trust me, it happens. Like, this guy's playing for this team this season. The next season, the entire team has changed. Do you understand? And that's exactly how it works in basketball. And I don't know if it was their idea to keep it interesting or whatnot. You don't know. You always like when it's draft season, you're like, oh, I wonder who's gonna get drafted to where. You know, who's gonna move to where. And it's easier for basketball players to move around as opposed to it is for soccer players. It's very difficult for soccer players. It's easier. So they always shifting around. I mean, look at LeBron James. He's won the NBA with the Cavs, the Heat, the Lakers. Do you understand? And the Miami Heat. How many players in the Champions can actually say that I've won this with this, with this, with this, with this? It's not easy.
But you see now, I get it. They said they want to make the Super League All-American and stuff. I mean, they could do that literally, because every team's going to get 350 million. I mean,
but
and
remember,
you just say, okay, guys,
but remember,
listen,
the teams survive outside of the Super League. It's not only about the Super League. There's also the EPL that they need to play in. There's also the FA Cup. So you can't just base everything that you say teams will do this because of the Super League. They need to exist outside of the Super League. Do you understand?
Yeah,
they need to exist, and it still needs to make sense. I know that you watch probably top 10 other most boring leagues in the world, and you'd love for stuff to be always shifted around and whatnot because it's boring. It's honestly boring. But we watch the EPL. EPL is not boring. Do you understand? You get teams that actually.
We could literally say, because we're going to be banned from buying players or whatever, we could put it in the Super League that you can draft every year. You could literally take a
No. But you know, football is not like that. Football is not like that, bro.
Imagine takes you a year to teach this team some tactics.
Yeah.
Next year, half of them go to Barcelona.
That was my start again. You are competing with people that live in the same country, and now you are saying that people should switch around countries every year. In America, these guys all live in the same country. No, but they all live in the same country. There's a difference between me moving from Johannesburg to Cape Town as opposed to me moving to England now. And then the next year I must go live in Spain. The next year I must go live in Germany. What are you talking about? How is that even plausible, my guy? How is that even plausible? It's not plausible. Do you understand?
So guys, quick question. What do you think? What decision do you think FA will take? What decision do you think UEFA will take? And what decision do you think FIFA will take? Because right now they're in meetings, big meetings, they deliberate team, they're trying to find, because the big boys have flexed their muscles. Let's be honest. The big boys flexed their muscles and seems like nothing will stop them. So what do you think will be the ideal thing to do? Like Kaya first, you start with EPL. What do you think they should do first?
I think for me, they going about it the wrong way. I think the only people that are going to stop this thing from happening is football fans. They can threaten these guys with suspension. They can kick them. I mean, I read a stupid text. I was like, that's so stupid. They're saying UEFA's gonna cancel all the teams' UEFA Champions League titles. But we all know Real Madrid won it 3 times. You know Liverpool won it 5 times. You can cancel it, but you can't cancel history at the end of the day. I mean, if you say you're going to ban the players from playing for their national teams, I mean, half of them, why would they not retire? Just take a look at the cricket guys when the EPL came in and people were being given R1 million for a month, for $1 million for a month's type of playing cricket. Those guys all said, if you want to stop me from playing for my country, I'll stop. Can you imagine if it's true that each team is going to get 3.5 billion for just signing up as the founding members for the first year? Bruh, there's no way you're gonna offer a Haaland as young as he is playing for his country. What's that country of Solskjaer in them? You think you offer that kid 100 mil a year as just a salary? He's gonna say no, I wanna play for the pride of my country. He won't. So the only way to defeat this is if, you see now with their propaganda of getting all these former soccer players going on and saying this is not gonna work. It's the only way, bruh. You have to win this in the streets. If you go win it in the boardrooms with sanctions and whatnot, for me, because I think if you look at the posture of all these teams, they literally went and they resigned from all of these things. They're not attending the meetings. They literally give them the middle finger because they know what they're going to do. So the only way to get it is if this thing stops being a financial thing for them. And the only way it stops being a financial thing is if the fans don't want it.
But the fans aren't making any money from it. So I mean, that's
your opinion.
Like I'm not making any money from it. Are you making any money from Kai? I'm not. If I was making money from it, I'll probably be all for it. If I was making money from this thing, fuck FA. Fuck football. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm playing.
No.
But listen, you wanted to ask me something?
What I'm saying about the fans, remember, at the end of the day, these guys are selling a product. The reason why I think they said it was the Chase Bank, or I don't know whichever, or JP Morgan is financing this thing is because these guys are saying, hey, bruh, Madrid's got 5 million subscribers. Every time we play against Granada, we've got 5 million people watching us. Now, can you imagine when we play against Manchester United? Manchester's got 10 million people watching, and at the end of the day, they're just playing Wolverhampton. They're playing a Wolves. So now, if Manchester is playing Madrid, not only do you get this average 20 million people, you get the whole freaking 100 million people watching that game. Can you understand for advertisers and whatnot, what that brings out? So, but if the fans boycott it, then there is no muscle power for them for the business proposal to work. But UEFA can cry their balls out all they want, and
no. There's nothing.
But guys, Kaya, so to add to it, that I think the English fans. Sorry, Andrew, I saw you there. But the English fans, right now they overhype the importance. Pandemic showed that football can survive without them. I'm just trying to say, like the fans that are boycotting, not going to the stadium and so on. They overhype the importance. Right now, the market that they're going for is the Asia market. They're going for the American market. And they're going for the African market, like us that was big. So even if those 100,000 Liverpool fans say they're not attending, it literally is not going to matter because sooner or later they will miss watching Liverpool play.
Wait.
And they will go.
But wait. Oh, it will matter to Liverpool because it's an English club. It will matter. There, I'm gonna have to interject. It will matter. It
But
won't matter
right
from
now
a
they're
business.
going for the big
But
bucks in Europe.
yes, but people are not gonna fly from Asia every week to come watch Liverpool play in the EPL. They're not gonna fly from Africa. We're not. Are you flying from Africa to go watch Liverpool play against Burnley? You're not doing that.
No.
You understand?
No, but
You're not doing that. And then Liverpool.
How long are they gonna boycott it for? Boycott. How long do you think they will not?
I don't know. I can't. That's the thing about this thing. We can't speak for everybody. Do you understand? We can only speak for ourselves. And what we're seeing on Twitter and social media is that clearly the English media, the English football supporters, I don't follow any people from Spain, so I don't know. They are against it. Do you understand? They are solely against it. Even some of the Arsenal fans that I thought like, oh, this makes sense to you. They are like, no, this is shameful. There was Arsenal kid that posted a picture of Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson and said that they would never like it, and that thing got like 300,000 likes. Do you understand? They said they would have never allowed this to happen. So we know that the English fans, they're against it because of the way football began in England, bro. It's their sport. I don't care what Brazilians do, Germans, Spanish do. They created the sport. The entire culture of the sport comes from England. So if you're gonna say that the English supporters don't matter, I don't think that's a valid point. The English supporters will always matter in football. That's why England thinks they're the greatest team in the world, just because they're English. Do you understand? English media, the biggest propaganda pushers in the world, because what the English say, bro, speaks volumes into the world. So we don't know. I'm sitting with you two guys here, and you saying you're all for it. So it's always going to be divided. And what Kaya's saying is true. This thing won't be won in the boardroom. It will never be won in the boardroom. It's going to be won in the streets. What the fans go for will be the end of it. Because these guys, I don't give a fuck. Ed Woodward and all these guys, I don't give a damn how much money they're being offered to and blah, 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 blah. But without a team, none of this exists. None of this exists. And you need the English supporters because they're the ones that fill up Old Trafford week in, week out. You need the Liverpool supporters. They're the ones that fill out Anfield and say, imagine we're watching Liverpool and there's a bunch of Asian people. It doesn't make sense, bro. It's not what Liverpool is built on. Do you understand? We know Scosas, the most rowdiest, and we need those guys. They need those guys on their side. So it doesn't really matter. Kaya is 100% right. This thing's gonna be won in the streets. Doesn't matter how much the big dogs you keep saying flex their muscle. If the supporters are not for it, then they lose. They can flex their muscle. They can throw their toys out the carts all they want. Until they win, the supporters and right now the supporters are furious because it eliminates the competition that is the EPL. And that is why the English supporters are pissed off. It eliminates the competition that's the EPL. Spain can survive this. It's always been about Manchester. It's always been about Barcelona, Atletico, and Madrid anyway. It's always been that way. That's why Spain will survive this. The Spanish people, I can understand why they wouldn't really care about this. It doesn't make any difference to them. And they tired of seeing our teams play Granada. They want to see their teams. They want to
are the fans making enough noise? Because they just on Twitter.
Dude, once did you see the banner they put outside of Liverpool? Did you see the banner that the fans put outside of Liverpool's building? Did you see it? And that's only the beginning. Do you know those coasters, bro? Do you know what those guys are capable of? They told them not to support because they're going to get coronavirus. They didn't care. They were out there firecrackers and whatnot.
That's why, Shush, I think if UEFA really want us to end this thing, they have to play like every European person. They have to be as ruthless as they have. This is a coup, bro. And the only way you fight a coup is that you play dirty. If I was them, I wouldn't even ban these guys, whatever. I'd put on this ban shit, but I'd pay those scouses, bruh, £100 a week. You camp outside the cop and you burn shit and you burn. I kid you not, those teams, especially, and this thing, to be honest, to win this thing against these teams, you just kill England, kill the English teams,
because that's where the English teams are out. If the English teams are out, this thing is dead.
If you kill
Dead
the
in the
English
water.
teams, like Italy's just they don't matter. Okay,
They
Madrid
also
and
don't
Barcelona,
care because
they're
they
pulling
also,
power.
you understand? Yes.
But if you kill the English teams, and only you kill them, Feta, there's enough firms in every team that are so radical that you could pay them, and they're gangster because they're gangs at the end of the day.
Remember the
You
ones
just
that
pay
went
them.
to Ed Woodward's house, bro? Yeah, these
Ah, dude.
English supporters. Bro. So
That's-
that's one thing I agree with Kai on.
and you
That's
know,
the one thing I agree with Kai on. It's gonna be one in the streets. They can have these meetings until the cows come home, bro. They can have these meetings until the cows, because they can't. At the end of the day, you can't buy the supporters because the supporters have to buy into it. It's a different thing. Do you understand? The players, you can pay them money. You can pay them money to say that, okay, don't play for Portugal. We'll pay you 10 times whatever. Do you understand? You can pay them. But what is the supporter getting out of this? Do you understand?
and you know, you know what they need. So I just read somewhere now when I was trying to look for the Swiss model. I think they need certain players and teams to come out to give them that energy. You understand? If Klopp has to come and say I'm against this, if Solskjaer has to say I'm against this, and the captain, like they start getting now the fact that they silence them, there's nobody who's taking, because now you can't get Gary Neville to talk. You can't, because Sky themselves were ripping off the teams at the beginning of the year because they were telling them you're taking a high moral ground now. I'm just saying
those are other.
they have
Those are
no
fucking
credibility.
other
They have no
opportunists,
credibility.
those ones,
You understand?
man, screw them. They
That's what I'm saying.
communists.
Sky News, BT,
Yeah, they
there's
are
no
communists
credibility.
complaining about other communists. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't
And another thing as well, UEFA is corrupt. You see, if UEFA was not corrupt, people will be fighting for them. So now that's another thing that people are caught up in between.
That's
You
why-
understand? It's the same thing in the morning as well. I was like, okay, I love Champions League, but UEFA then again, they're so corrupt that they feel they're untouchable. People are already showing that. Yeah, like for example, people are saying UEFA during racism they didn't say anything. Now because they move, you see now they're starting to show the hypocrisy, and now because of that, people are not really fighting fully for them because they don't have the moral guide for people to support them.
If you actually follow the English Twitter, they don't care about the UEFA. Nobody. They're talking about the league and the teams in the league. Do you understand? Nobody cares about UEFA. If UEFA did their jobs, Manchester City wouldn't be playing in the Champions League this season. Correct. If they actually did their jobs, so they're also a bunch of corrupt bastards. They're only complaining because these guys are taking money out of their mouths, money out of their pockets. That's the only reason why they're complaining. So even if they ban them, you can't, dude. At the end of the day, if you ban, let's say, okay, so I want to use a club with a lot of Spain, because they've got a lot of players in Real Madrid and Barcelona. You say I'm banning all those players that play for Real Madrid and for Barcelona. They can't play in the Euros. Do you understand? Okay, cool. They're banned. Now they're gonna have to start picking up all those. Fact is, if you ban them, you're killing that competition too, because nobody's gonna go wanna watch guys from Granada and whatnot play. Nobody wants to watch Chris Wood play as a number 9 for England. Nobody wants to watch that. It doesn't make sense. It's not exciting. They know they're not marquee players. They don't want. So all that banning nonsense. I think it's just it's a toothless bite. It won't do anything. It won't do anything for anybody.
It's a scare tactic.
It's a scare tactic.
And the sponsors will pull out. Jonathan, imagine France without Pogba, without Benzema, without Kante, without
it won't
like
work,
we understand, without their top players.
Belgium
without
yes.
Lukaku.
They won't have a league to ban people from. It won't be there because the sponsors are not there. Lays are pulling out. Pogba's not in it. Do you understand?
Why are you guys imagining we South Africans? They'll just be like Bafana.
Guys, you know what? Talking about South Africa, like Offensive mentioned something, and it's very possible. He said this Super League can't go international. What if they invite 1 or 2 teams from each continent to join them? Imagine Al Ahly playing there full time, or Sundowns playing there. I'm just saying, or a team from another continent, each continent joining the other 5 spots. You understand now? They're opening it bigger now, and it can bring that excitement.
And they're getting moving boys, like they're getting whooping boys, like at least we play Sundowns with me. Oh, no, thank the Lord.
But guys, imagine Sundowns with 350 million Euro Sundowns now, how rich they will be able to afford any place they want. You understand? There's so much money.
That's game over. That's game over. That's game over. Luckily I see, bro. But if Sundowns get that kind of money, it's game over, bro. Because now we're talking wow within $1 billion. You know, they'll have $1 billion just to spend at their disposal. They'll have $1 billion rands just to. You know what I mean? $1 billion rands just to spend whatever the hell they want. So it doesn't really matter. But anyway, guys, I think we need to wrap up this discussion here because we could talk about this the whole night. So I just wanted to wrap it up with this thing.
Something I want to ask before you go. I thought the Super League was to literally say it's kind of like maybe we're gonna take the 2 teams that finish first in a specific league. And they're gonna play a league, like literally a round robin, 38 games.
When it was first announced, like a year ago, I thought that's what it was.
I think that would have not been a problem. Then you could get to a point whereby whoever gets relegated, the next 2 come in or whatever. I thought it would be something like that.
Apparently, I read somewhere that apparently it was initially brought to UEFA in that way that we would have a separate league. So there will be Champions League now. There will be normal football as per normal. But what we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a Super League and get some of the big guys to play against each other quickly. Like something really fast, like kind of like the international the Club World Cup, something like that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That we'll find a space and fit it in somewhere, maybe at the end of the season or wherever. And then UEFA shut it down. They refused. That's when Perez was like, okay, cool. You understand? That's when Perez was like, okay, cool. If you guys don't want this, then it's fine. That's when these guys started this WhatsApp group and said, you know what? But why are these guys telling us what to do with our teams? You understand? Why are these guys telling us that? That's where this entire thing came. Because they did, apparently it was presented as something like that. Do you understand? Let's have something exciting for the fans. Because if you put it like that, it'll be very exciting. You understand? Take the top 2 teams of Germany or whatever the hell you take and create a little quick Super League. You understand? Like round robin, fast, like extra trophy, extra revenue for everybody. You understand? And then the was like, no, it's gonna mess with our calendar, blah 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 blah, whatever. And then those guys were like, okay, cool, it's not. And then they just woke up this morning and saw that Ed Woodward has left the group. Leslie has left the group. Yes, and they just woke up stuff like that. Yeah, they left us, and then there's like a new WhatsApp group started and whatnot. So I think it's gonna be very tricky. Right now it's sitting at a 50-50. You can't honestly sit here and say it won't happen. And I see a lot of people are saying that it won't happen. I don't know, bro. Like things, the world we've seen stranger things happen. You understand? And you're right. These guys are well within their rights to do whatever the hell they want with their club. But unfortunately, the end of the day, the power will lie with the fans. If the fans are not for this, it won't happen.
I think also only if FAs actually have more power than UEFA, because I think Madrid, Barcelona, if they don't get to play at home against Granada and whatever, and the teams in the EPL don't get to play in the EPL, that will fuck them over. I think they don't give a shit about the Champions League.
But then again, FA cannot afford not to have the top 6 in the Premier League. They will lose revenue as well. You understand? Imagine the league without the top 6. I'm just saying.
But the FA firmly said that that's a risk they're willing to take, and they will not support it, because remember the FA needs to look after every English team. You understand?
You see, guys. You see, so this is the things that we have created rival products before. This is how Lamborghini was created. Apparently, the Ferrari owner teased them and they created a supercar. This is where, like the same thing you said now. Perez presented it. They said no, we can't. Now they're creating their own. Sometimes saying no can create your competition. If you do research and find out, a lot of competition have come because they didn't want to work with other people.
So what are you saying? We're gonna have an alternative league.
No. What I'm trying to say is that yes, FA is powerful, but FA is very arrogant. Kaya, can you mute? Oh, can you mute? So
yeah.
Okay. So FA is very arrogant. You know that, Shush. They They feel untouchable. And if they behave this and say they're willing to take the risk, you understand, showing people that you cannot survive with somebody can come back and bite you. It's a 50-50 thing. You understand? Right now, if now the EPL people see they don't watch it, it's boring, the sponsors pull out. Then they will be at the mercy to ask the top 6 to come back. You understand? Where right now they work with.
But remember, G, these top 6 teams, they come from somewhere. They didn't come into the EPL as top 6 teams. They played, they built, and if they decide that, if the FA decides that, you know what, screw you guys, you can do whatever the hell you want, you know, because it's like saying that the FA will prevent Liverpool from getting relegated. They can't. They'll lose money, but they can't. There's nothing they can do about it. If they get relegated, they get relegated. So if the FA goes and says, screw you guys, do whatever the hell you want to do, we will carry on with our business model. Do you understand? We'll carry on with the business model the way we have. And remember, without, if all these bigger clubs are out and whatnot, the league will still carry on. We'll still get quality players. We'll still get players coming in and whatnot. The league will carry on either way. It won't be as exciting. You're right. It won't be watched all over the world. It won't be this. It won't be that. But then really, what happens to Man United? Are we just going to play the Super Cup? What happens? Are you just going to play the Super Cup? What kind of football club is that? Who's going to support the football club that only plays that one tournament? Also, you have to also think about it from that direction. You have to look at it from that direction. What happens to that club? Is it just going to play the Super Cup?
Remember, for next year, if let's say it happens, next year everybody's eyes will be on Super Cup, Super League. It will be exciting. Everybody will be watching it. They can even maybe get extra teams, make a proper league out of 16, and where they play every week. I'm just saying. And then it becomes exciting. So now it's a weekend. It's West Ham playing this side, and this side is Real Madrid versus, I'm just saying, let's say RP Leicester is there. And then the other game is Liverpool versus Barcelona. And it's happening every weekend now, like the league it was with 16 teams. Now, the sponsors, I am going to pull out from EPL because right now, if the SCV has to choose, nobody's watching.
Where are they playing? Where are they playing all these matches?
They at their stadium. Their stadium. Europe is small, my guy. They can literally train, fly Friday, go there, play Sunday, come back. Europe is small. I'm just saying.
So what you're saying is that football will never be played in Manchester.
It will be played in Manchester. It's their stadium. They play in them. Remember, the stadium belongs to the teams.
Yeah,
it doesn't belong to the government.
I'm trying to understand that you're talking about the Super. So the Super League. Remember, the FA consists of the Premier League, the Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup.
Yes,
that's why we've got a full calendar year of football. How do you fill out the calendar year of football with this?
How do you fill it out? For the first day, you don't have to fill it out. You can play your games every week instead of playing them Saturday and Sunday.
Which games? Like your Super Cup games?
So, okay, like let's do sooner. I believe more teams are gonna come in. I think it's gonna end up being about 16 teams or 17 more teams.
Let's talk about the first whack at it. Yeah.
So let's say there's 16.
Now FA said we don't want you in our leagues. Go play your Super Cup.
So
you're a Liverpool supporter. How does your football calendar looks like?
So to me, if let's say there's 16 teams, they can have their proper league where they play each other twice, like a normal league the way it is. And then whoever at the top wins the league, they create their own league, meaning the same way as we used to do with EPL, who's gonna be number one, playing every week. Like you check Barcelona, okay, they won, they number 3, Liverpool is number 4.
I get that.
So you understand, it will be their proper league where every week, instead of now playing Wednesday, they go play Saturday. And it will be like a proper league where now it's rivaling them. So meaning, if those 16 teams play the way it is, and and you understand, it becomes a proper league. Now that's where the competition is. That's the risk that FA is willing to take to go against them, which I think they should not. Because now,
wait, guys, chill. They say this is Arsenal after the first season. This is Arsenal after the first season. Play, man. This
doesn't fill the calendar year. Do you understand? Remember, sponsors need airtime, bro. They need to be seen frequently. They need to be seen a lot. You are talking about a league here. remember that our calendar league right now of football, a normal calendar league consists of 4 to 5 tournaments. 4 to 5 tournaments. And if you take away the other 4 tournaments, you've got 1 tournament left. How is that enough to sustain a calendar of
Let's
football?
put it this way. But Shush, Carabao and FA Cup doesn't take a lot of weekends off of the calendar here.
My man, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, I'm trying to say
not listening to what I'm saying.
It can be broken. It can be stretched to 9 months.
How?
Like, for example, okay, let's look at it. 16 teams play each other. How many games are there? 16 times 16, how much are there? How much is it? How many games?
32. No, it's 15. It's 30. It's 30.
16 times 16. No, I'm just saying in total, how many games?
No, it's 30 because the team can't play each other twice.
So 15 times 15 is how much?
No, bro, it's 15 times 2. It's
15
2 games.
No, I'm trying to calculate all the games. They
play each other twice. That's true. It's 30 games.
So they play, and how many teams?
Games times 15, which...
Yes. How much? 30 times 15?
Well, times 10 is 300, and then you add half of 400, that. It's 450 games.
It's 450 games.
So, can't you spread that with the 9 months or 8 months season?
Well, literally you could. Literally you could. Why I say that? I mean, if these guys are going to
look. At the end of the day, you could.
If they're going to be banned from international break and all of that stuff, it's literally. I mean, there's 52 weekends in a month, in a year. I mean, if you play every weekend, that's 30 weekends out. And
honestly, they don't play a full year. No, mostly the season is about 9 months.
Yeah,
per se. So 9 months is how many weeks, Kaya?
9. 4 times 9. It's 36
about
weeks.
36 weeks divided by 400 and so on.
So these guys are traveling. So these guys are traveling around the world all the time. Is that what you guys saying?
It's not around the world, like Europe is small, bro. Europe is like it's like 2 hours drive.
Man, do they take a flight there or not? Is what I'm asking.
They take a
plane.
Yeah.
Yes, so they're flying around the world, right?
Not around the world.
So Kaya, to extend it, they don't have to play. All the teams don't have to play every week.
That is a problem. That is not a good thing. That is our problem.
What is not a good thing for the players or the fans?
For us. What are we supposed to do on those weekends when they're not playing?
No, there will be games playing.
No, look at it this way. Look at it this way. It's not
my man. I support Man United. Whoa.
Let me
I don't support Real Madrid. I support Man United, and I expect to watch Man United at least once a week in the football calendar. You guys are telling me that I'm going to watch Man United once a month. Then I might as well support any team that I want there.
Wait, listen, Shush, let me answer you, bro. If you take the 15 teams, right? You've got what, 7 games, 8 games per weekend. I mean, right now, you look at football, and this is just an answer to you. How many hours do you have to watch football during the week? I mean, during the weekend.
During the weekends, how many hours? What do you mean? I have? Okay. I watch it.
How many games? How many games do you fit in during the weekend on average?
It differs, man. It depends on who's playing. Like I don't watch all the games, but then one thing I can tell you is that I'm guaranteed a Man United match, which is the match that I look forward to, me personally.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter who they play.
No, but okay,
I look forward to it as a Man United supporter. You know what I mean? As a Man United supporter, I look forward to Man United games. And one thing I know is that I look forward to these games for a reason. I look forward to them playing in the FA Cup as in the prospect of them winning the FA Cup. I look forward to them as them challenging in the EPL, as them challenging the Carabao, as them challenge. Now you are telling me that I'm going to be a Man United supporter and I've only got prospect to win 1 cup out of 16 teams. Yeah.
No, wait. This is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying.
16 teams, only one person comes out with a trophy each football year.
Bro, we can also put it in a Super League Carabao Cup. We can have a Super League FA Cup.
Kaya, you think this is PlayStation? This is not PlayStation. Those things Those things require timing, planning. It took these guys forever to come up with just this one Super League thing. Do you understand? So for me, guys, as like I said, it's not for football. You're talking about the FA banning these guys and then the FA losing revenue. Now I'm gonna have to watch this Super League and watch my team play once in every 2 weeks. I might as well forget that I support Man United. Might as well just support whoever plays whenever they play, because now I'm stuck in a situation whereby I don't see youngsters being rotated. I don't see, because now if we're gonna play against Real Madrid, we're gonna want to win against Real Madrid. We're not gonna give Brandon Williams a chance. When is Brandon Williams gonna play? When are all these youngsters ever gonna play?
Against Arsenal.
But that's twice, my G. That's twice a year, my G. That's twice.
Then there's Tottenham.
My G, come on. Like, guys, think about it. Like, guys, as much as I don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm not gonna say I'm against it. That's one thing that 100% that everybody should know, that I'm against the Super League because of its premise of eliminating the competition. And I hate that shit. You can't eliminate the competition to suit your own agenda. And I hate that. I hate that. I feel like everybody deserves a chance. If you're good enough to have made it into a league of any sort, you should be given an opportunity to play at the highest level. And that's just my opinion on this. So if I have to now have to watch like exciting games all the time, it becomes normal. It'll become a normal game. Because at some point in time, you made an example, said that I've watched Liverpool play Man United. Yes, I have, but I've also watched Man United play Spurs, and I've also watched Man United play what's that? I've also watched Man United play Wolves and West Brom. That's why I know the Man United and Liverpool games are blockbusters, because I don't get to see that every week. I also have to sit through watching Burnley park the bus for like 45. I have to sit through that. So that I can appreciate the Manchester United versus Liverpool match. So you can appreciate those things. Do you understand?
So, like, I've been wondering what's gonna happen to today's game. Like, how will Liverpool approach today's game? You understand? Like, how will Liverpool? How are we going to approach?
What can they do,
dude, I was looking forward to our game because that's getting me top 4. There's no point of top 4 now. What's the point of having top 4? You understand? Like, my season is gone now.
Exactly.
Like, you know what, Shoes? Like, Shoes, I agree with you. Football is dead. But then again, I'm happy because FA Cup were arrogant. They got shocked. UEFA was arrogant. They got shocked. I hate FA because of the way they're arrogant and the way they think they control everything.
At the end of the day,
the
only thing this thing needs to happen is that these super clubs and UEFA need to sit down on the table. And UEFA needs to stop being cocky and say, guys, we'll give you a bigger share of the funds, because it's all about money at the end of the day. We'll give you guys a bigger share of the funds, and we'll change the Champions League format to suit what you guys are doing. Because to be quite honest, I listened to what the guys were saying. I mean, they have 20 teams. They've got 2 teams of 10 playing in a league format. Because also one of my gripes with the Champions League, I'll give you, for instance, this year. If Madrid takes it this year and smashes PSG in the final, I honestly feel the deserving champions for this year would have been PSG, because they played Barca, they played Bayern Munich to get to the final. I mean, I played Liverpool, now I'm gonna go play Chelsea. It's like the level is not there. Like,
it's like, nah,
but you know, I have to say that.
Let me finish my point. I mean, and then you say, let's say Man City wins it. Man City had to beat 2 top teams. If PSG wins this thing, they would have been truly deserving champions. So now, with the current format of the Champions League, you could get lucky. Like, literally, you make it number 1 on your group where you're only gonna play 1 top team, and the other 2 teams are pop, because we're trying to fit everybody in there. And then at the end of the day,
kind of like Chelsea. Like Chelsea right now.
And then you get a pop team, then you get a Porto, and then you're in the semi-final. And then say also, let's say for instance, if Chelsea, if not even Chelsea, what's the team? Go back to the Man City semi-final players. If Man City had won, or not even if Borussia Dortmund would have won, it's not the same quality. So maybe they should just change the Champions League to say, guys, we're gonna filter out the bad from the worst, and take it back to the old school days when you don't even get a group of death anymore in the Champions League now. There's like, it's sad. You don't
There's
have a
too
group
many
of death.
teams, bro. I understand what you're saying. There's too many teams in that thing, and you're right. To a certain extent, it's tedious because now you find like Chelsea have snuck into the semis, and to be honest, we all know that, you know what I mean. If they had faced anybody worth facing, you understand, they wouldn't be there. But you can't discredit them anyway. They were kind of trash in the season. The fact that they made it there, well, good for them. But you are right to a certain extent that it needs to go back to it being tough every week. Every time the Champions League, we want to see blockbusters, and they've kind of deprived us of that from us seeing Porto play Sevilla
Monaco.
or whatever, or Monaco. Do you understand? They've deprived us of that thing. It's not as exciting as it used to be when you knew that it was only the Real Madrids, the Man United, the Liverpools. Do you understand? The AC Milans of the world, the Bayern Munichs of the world. We knew those were Champions League teams. Do you understand? We knew for a fact that those were Champions League teams, and it's going to be difficult. But it has become easier. It has become wishy-washy. It has become just win one game at a time, and then it has. You are right there, and I think that's that. The UEFA also, they need to stop being arrogant. So does the FA. The FA needs to stop being arrogant. They need to honestly start. They can't say, because what also nice about the FA is that they say one thing when they say stuff whenever it suits them. They go into that. Oh, we're putting players before. You know what I mean? Like we're always putting players before, and then other teams. It gives everybody a chance. But then when it comes to when it comes to the sanctioning of FIFA fair play rules, it's all very loose. Like nobody really knows what FIFA fair play rules actually even means. Nobody knows. It's always a prize that wait, I think you've exceeded your limit. Do you understand? I think you've exceeded your limit. And then also, what they do is that they'll go take teams from the championship, they'll go take teams and leave teams in the EPL when they're doing all these FA Cups, when they're doing all these Carabao Cups. Why are they taking teams from the championship? Why aren't you taking teams from the EPL? Take these fuckers from the EPL and let them play. Let them play against each other. They deserve to be there. I mean, they work their ass to get to the EPL. It's not an easy thing to come from the championship and go to the EPL. Let them play. Let them play. And pay the people more. Like, how the hell is 180 million rand winning one of the most watched leagues in the world? You want to say that you're going to give people 180 million? Come on, man. They should honestly be doing better than that. 250 a pop. So that when the EPL, you get 250 a pop. Start filtering it down. Do you understand? And make it more competitive. Now it's not competitive. Now it's just everybody's like, we aspire to like Man City.
The thing is, Shushu, and what you're saying is that the league is not even self-sustainable anymore. You can't be a top performing team and be able to compete in I mean, Leicester. To what you're saying, I was looking at this thing, the Super League, where they say each team is guaranteed 350 million, and then thereafter you got each team, the winners get 500 million. I mean, think about it. If I, as Leicester, have to go and work my ass off to get 180 million, and then I can't even buy two top-notch players with that money.
Nothing, bro. And you still need to pay bonuses, and you still need to maintain this and that. So it's ridiculous,
bro. Guys, as much as people try to ignore it, US Champions League has become like America's, where you get seeded. They like tennis, top teams to avoid each other, which doesn't make it exciting anymore, like you said. Like I can imagine right now, like you said, having a group of that where it's Man City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and PSG in a group basis. You understand? That should be exciting again. But then again, guys, to me, Champions League won't survive anymore. They signed out yesterday. They cancelled. I don't know what's gonna happen. They all quit EC. I didn't even know they the European Club Association. I just read about it yesterday.
Yeah, all the big teams. All the big teams left.
So all the big teams quit that. Answering Trevor, I think Super League has so much money they can afford the playing for every week. Eh? That league has money. You can sense it already. That billions will be thrown to it. But like I agree with you. I hope they can find the balance, because football needs to survive. We need to have that
survive. Yes,
I don't mind. We need to have the excitement.
I don't mind
being relegated. Do you understand? Like imagine now I'm in the Super League, I lose and I get relegated. It brings
I don't mind the
excitement.
Super League. Their structure makes sense. Their structure makes sense. It's just that I want inclusion. I don't want anybody to be guaranteed a spot in the Super League.
Thank you.
Hate. That I hate. I don't want anybody to be guaranteed. If take the top 2 teams of every goddamn thing. If it means that, you understand? People must work their asses off to get there. And I'm not discrediting what all the other teams have done to attain this credibility of being called a super team. 100% worth it, but nobody should be guaranteed anything. Football, they must work their asses off, because my thing is that if these clubs like Arsenal, like Tottenham, are guaranteed a position in those things, they won't care about the league anymore, because they know they won't win the league anyway. So now they'll just let anybody, even if they lose against Burnley, they're like, so what? Who cares? Burnley can't play the Super League anyway. You understand? And that's the attitude that's gonna.
And they know they will make the most money from Super League than
and they still know they're making more money. That's the biggest problem that I have. That you're gonna have teams that are piss poor performance-wise, and still making so much money because of their history. History is not for sale. You can't buy history, and you shouldn't reward teams based on what they did yesterday. You should congratulate them. You should give them a pat on the back. But they don't deserve money. We don't deserve the Champions League just because we won the EPL so many times in the whatever, and we've got this fancy. We don't deserve. We need to play our asses off. We need to fight for our position in world football, and that's all I'm for. Let everybody fight for their position.
Do you know with that, it was one thing I think I commented on it to say that if the FAs were to allow this, I don't see how they're going to balance Madrid not playing a B team in the league, because they've got Bayern coming up midweek. Because the whole thing is that they're going to play this thing midweek. So if you're playing it midweek, there's going to be games that you're going to play on the weekend. So that's how it kills the football. Because then, really, I mean, for 180 million, and I'm going to win 500, you'd rather focus on the 500. We see it now. I mean, we see it now where if it's Champions League week, you're going to tweak the team for the league, because you're trying. But now you can't tweak it too much, because you still need the league to qualify for this damn Champions League.
Exactly,
So
it balances out.
Thing. And that's why I think, for me, honestly, the only reason why I'm for the Super League is simply because I honestly want to see blockbuster football. And
we all do.
With the current way it is, like, we all know you only get excited once it gets to the knockout stages. Once the draw comes in, you're like, flip, man, who's going to play who? And UEFA just needs to do something about that with these guys obviously involved, because it's their teams and they want money. And
guys, it's gone. So I don't think it will be fixed with UEFA. I think it's now about the domestic organizing bodies to just agree with them that, okay, guys, let's have a knockout where teams win our top 3, they can join the Europe. Then it will work out. But UEFA is gone. I don't see that happening. The relationship is broken. You can see it already.
Yeah, the relationship is broken between. But my thing is that these things, there is still a way back, because at the end of the day, to a certain extent, you got these guys that have proposed this and they got shut down, and now they're taking action. You understand? They're saying, in a nutshell, you guys are not going to tell us what to do with our clubs. In a nutshell. And then you've got this body that says that, oh, really? You want to see? We will tell you what to do with your clubs. And they're fighting back. So it's a struggle between two organizations that have got nothing to do with the actual football game on the field, that are fighting amongst each other for money. Because it's all about money. They're fighting each other for money. Because they're like, if you guys do the Super League and not, it means that we're going to have another body and then blah, 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 that has to manage this entire thing. And they're like, no, we'll do it ourselves. Like, oh, no. Why are you doing it yourself? So you want to keep the money to yourselves. Do you understand? And they're like, okay, it's good. We'll do it ourselves. Do you understand? I mean, they've got the influence in football. They've got the know-how to attract sponsors. They've got the teams of mass size proportion as far as spectators are concerned, enough for any sponsor to give them at least a listen. Do you understand? At least a listen. Because if I'm Man United and I said I want a meeting with whatever, that name alone gives me access into that room. So if I'm a guy, I'm representing Man United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea. You understand? Already they're like, oh, okay. You know what? I had to meet Bill Gates today, but screw that guy. Come, I want to see you instead. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it buys them that. So they need to meet somewhere in the middle. But at this point, they're at the fuck stage. You know, it's like fuck you, kind of where they are right now. So it's left up to the supporters and the players. Because at the end of the day, the players also will have a huge influence on how this thing goes. If the players are for it and they're saying that they are okay with the money, banned,
but imagine they tell Sally gonna be paid 500,000 now.
Look, but not all players are like that. You can't buy a Lionel Messi, is what I'm saying. You can't buy him. Do you understand? You can't buy Ronaldo.
The most paid athlete.
Yes, he's the most paid player, but you can't buy him. Do you know how many times Man City have offered him more? Do you know how many times? They've offered him more countless times. PSG have offered him more countless times. And he said, no, I'm fine here. I'm loyal here. This is where I want to go. Ronaldo right now, when he was going to Juventus, PSG offered him more. And he was like, no, I want to go to Juventus. So you can't buy players like that. Like Bruno Fernandes, he came out and said that you can't buy dreams. You understand? So not all the players will go for it. Some players will go. If this fate relied on Neymar, we were playing the Super League definitely. You know, it's like Neymar. You make the choice. I was like, show me the money, bro. Like, I'm playing Super League. But then Neymar's club, funny enough, said that they're not going to be a part of this. So it's also
you know why, right? You know why, right? Apparently, PSG got like connections in the Champions League. They're very close.
TV rights and blah blah blah. There's something that they're involved in a TV rights deal somewhere there. So that's why I've got a feeling Man City will pull out of this thing. I've got a feeling Man City will pull out because of the relationship with the Musu. And we remember, if the sanction does
but PSG and City don't see each other, don't see eye to eye. They're enemies.
Yeah, they might be.
No, but let's be honest. I mean, PSG might not be in this first edition, but if this thing picks up and there's the craze from the fans and all of that, they got no.
Remember, PSG are not guys. You guys don't understand. You guys don't understand why these guys are not. They're refusing this thing. They're not refusing this thing because they think it's a stupid idea or anything. They refusing to be a part of this thing because of what I've been preaching all along. It does not have the spirit of inclusion, and that's why they don't want to be a part of it. Germany says we don't want to be a part of a competition that does not include everybody. Do you understand? We want fair competition, and we want to win competitions where everybody was given a feature. That's the only reason why they need to. It's not about hype. It's not about money. It's not about anything like that. It's got nothing to do with all those things. And the people that are at the forefront of this, they are doing it because of the money. They're not doing it because they give a shit about football. They don't give a shit about the hype. They don't give a shit about none of that stuff. They're doing this thing because they want more money in their pockets. They care about bottom line and revenues. That's all they care about. And that's the only reason they're doing this. They're not doing this because they want to see blockbusters like you, Kaya. That's not why they're doing it. They know that the blockbusters that you want to see, those blockbusters, they bring in a ton of cash. And that's the only reason they're doing it. So that's the only reason why those guys don't want to be a part of this. They're like, no, we'll be cool.
Let me show you all something. They say this is how PSG and Bayern and them are going to come back once this thing starts hitting the road. So apparently this is how they're going to be like.
Oh.
Oh, the Thanos thing.
Yeah. It brought you back.
What did it cost you? Yeah, that's the Thanos video. Probably they will, probably they won't. But thing is that I don't know, man. Like there's too many parties pulling again. For me, is that the problem is that there's too many parties pulling aside for one competition that's not worth it. That's just my opinion. This competition is not worth all this drama. This competition is not worth all this dividends and whatnot that's going on. If they added another competition, fair, be it. Add another competition where we play Real Madrid and Barcelona play each other. That's a nice thing to watch. It'll be a nice thing to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It'll be a nice thing to watch. But after a while, just like everything else, it'll be a normal thing to watch. It won't be a blockbuster anymore. It'll be a normal thing. It'll be like as normal as Imagine you are playing Arsenal. Real Madrid is playing Arsenal. Is that a blockbuster? It's not a blockbuster. It's a normal bloody match.
Because also what it comes to, because honestly it will get to that. It's like a lot of people are making jokes that they better add a storyline to it to keep it exciting, because honestly it's something that you said with the Champions League draw, you get that excitement of flip, man, who the hell am I gonna get, and that's why sometimes I think even this thing of number one plays number two, UEFA has bowed too much time to club power. Football should just be about 11 versus 11. If we literally say whatever the group stages are, the first two qualify, and then we just have a random draw. There's literally like one pot with all the teams. So even though I finished first and Bayern finished first, we could just be in the draw and say, dude, we're going to play each other in the group of round 16. Whoever gets knocked out gets knocked out. Who gives a crap? And make it that unpredictable. Like that's the beauty about American sports, but that shit's unpredictable. Those guys would do it. They don't care. They just be like,
they'll do whatever they want to do, bro.
And
that's
that exciting.
Okay, guys. I think we've spoken enough about this. I think we just need to take 10 minutes just to speak about Jose Mourinho. Just 10 minutes, guys. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Let me start. I said a long time ago, Jose Mourinho is finished in the EPL. Was a waste of time for him to go coach Spurs, because Spurs have no ambition. Firstly, so already Mourinho was at a disadvantage to even go coach at Spurs. It was an insult to Jose Mourinho's career to even coach Spurs. I don't even know why he agreed to do that. Should have said no. Should have told them to go screw themselves, and he should go coach the Portugal national team, because that's where Mourinho needs to be. Where he's playing once, twice a year, because too many games for Mourinho becomes too much. He overthinks and he starts doing weird tactics that make no damn sense. And he's stuck in 2010, where he was playing with Samuel Eto'o and all those guys, and right now he got fired because he's not delivering. He's not delivering with a team that Pochettino was able to be in top 4 consistently with, and Mourinho added players and can't make top 4. He has to get fired. There is no two ways about it. Finished, coach. Finished.
But my question is, Shush, okay, fine, he has to get fired. But I mean, you're gonna go play City over the weekend. And the one thing about Mourinho, bro, as crappy as he is, I think in the final game, if you want somebody who could probably win it for you, because I think, I don't care, bro, whatever it was, that Ryan, whatever
No. I agree with you. The timing is terrible. The timing is off. You can't fire them. You can't fire that guy before a final, because he might just pull it off for you. Do you understand? He might, because he's got the technical know-how to win that one important match that he's supposed to win. So the timing, you're right. They were stupid. But Levy's an idiot also. So that's why I'm saying he should have never went to Tottenham, because Tottenham management is stupid, bro. Like, it's everything about that club is stupid. I don't even know why they call it a super team. I don't even know why the hell they're there. Like,
Mourinho is one guy that can frustrate you. Liverpool knows him. He's one person, like, he can plan for one team. He will plan and he can execute it perfectly.
Exactly.
For one game. And I agree, Kaya. I don't know. I can't.
The timing was off. The timing was off.
Like, I wanted them to beat City, so City doesn't win any league except Premier League. Now that I don't care now. Look, you understand? Because Chelsea won, I was happy. Because we don't want the quadruple.
We are tired of City.
So now I was hoping that Mourinho pulls a miracle, which was possible. 90
it was
minutes,
highly possible with Mourinho.
One goal, pack the pass, be solid. That's his football. Possible with Mourinho. And
now they've got some 27-year-old coaching them.
You understand? So now they're going to lose, because they could have left it.
The timing is off, bro. The timing is terrible, bro. The timing is off.
I think Levy is emotional. He's an emotional owner to me. I think maybe got an
this year
argument with
sucks.
Mourinho and told him that fuck off.
He sucks. He's emotional
But
and he's irrational. You know that guy. You know that guy
Yeah,
can
right.
literally go and sell Harry Kane. Can go and sell Harry Kane to Real Madrid for 50 million, even though we're offering 100 million because he doesn't want us to buy. That's the kind of guy he
I
is.
know.
He's very
Yes.
He's
Emotional,
spiteful.
rational,
He's,
emotional.
yeah, he's emotional. He's irrational. You know, you understand. It doesn't make sense. He could literally, like Chelsea wanted to buy Ericsson, and he said, "Ha, you want Ericsson? How much you got?" Chelsea like, we'll give you 65 million. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he went and sold the guy for 30 million to what's that? What's called
Tamerlan. Tamerlan.
I think with him, it's that
Tamerlan.
arrogance of being rich. Like, I don't need your money. Like, I do whatever I want. If I like, he's unstable. He's just an unstable, psychopathic rich
Yeah,
guy.
he shouldn't have.
That's his issue.
Like, look. For me personally, now, like I said, they should have fired Mourinho, but Mourinho is too good for that club anyway. Mourinho does not deserve to be standing on the touchline of a team that lacks ambition the way Spurs does. Mourinho is way better than that, and Mourinho just needs to go coach an Italian team. They understand him. They understand defensive football. They understand the fighting for your coach type of football. And I think Mourinho at
He must go
AC
take
Milan,
Napoli. He must go take Napoli.
Yeah, I was about to say at an AC Milan or Napoli would be excellent, and he should go there.
Like Napoli.
Yeah.
So AC Milan is the
Napoli's good.
Yeah, Napoli.
They're doing well. Yeah, they'll do.
They've
So
got strikers.
that's
They
the
can
show.
defend. Like Immobile can go for that goal and pack the pass.
So just before we go, just a quick one. The whole, but that's not even a big talking one. That's bad, man. I'll talk about the German coach wanting to leave Bayern Munich, but I just realized now.
They like that. They like that.
Guys, you know
go to
Bayern.
After Bayern, you graduate to the. That's why Klopp wants to go to Bayern, because he knows after Bayern.
Guys, you know what? I don't know if it was me, but I sensed like he was starting to be found out, and he left at the right time. Because let's face it, Bayern this
year. He wasn't found out, my guy. No. Let's all.
So what was happening?
The biggest reason why they knocked out of the Champions League because their best player is out. He's out. Do you understand? Like, you could see they were playing the same football, expecting Choupo-Moting to be. He's not Lewandowski, my guy. Choupo-Moting can't do what Lewandowski can. And most of the times is that they were killing the game off. Leroy Sané beating those guys, putting the ball in, and it gets to Choupo-Moting. He's got some weird goal, that when you stumble in and then like Papa Tagana. He's got some. But if Lewandowski was there, we'd be talking a different game. But I think personally for Germans, I think Germans and German coaches, they want to coach the German team. For them, it's pride, it's everything. Do you understand? And I think for him, this was a stepping stone. Once he said that, I've won everything that I could possibly win with Bayern Munich. What is the next move? I don't think they would have fired him, even though the games were starting to kind of look like, it's Bayern Munich. They're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. He was going through the same thing that Klopp was going through. Do you understand? That they kind of find out, and it's continuous now. It's we already know how they're going to play. We already know what they're going to do. Do you understand? Type of situation. So I think he left at the right time. If I was him, I'd also leave. Why, man? Why stay? What is there for him to stay for? Do you understand? Now he's been, especially with the Euros coming up and the World Cup coming up. Go to Germany. Go coach Germany, man.
Yeah, no, it's true, guys. I think that's the show. By the way, just before I wrap up, I always thought Choupo-Moting was a defender. I was shocked he's a striker.
That guy was playing for. That guy was playing for West Brom or something in the EPL 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago, and then somehow he ended up at PSG, and I was like, how is Choupo-Moting playing for PSG?
Then Bayern.
This guy's at Bayern.
He's got a strong booty right there. Well, it's been a pleasure, man.
That guy, whatever salt is using, are dangerous. And he's not even that good, right? He's not. You see, if he was that good,
he's a Bakayoko.
He struggled. Exactly, he's a Bakayoko. He struggled in the EPL. What on earth made PSG say, like, you see, we want that striker. That striker.
Guys, didn't Jenbury come from West Brom as well?
Wait, guys. So something just before we go.
I'm losing you guys. I don't know if it's me or you guys.
My G, we can't hear you. K-Mac.
Oh, okay. I thought it was me.
Because
you were not
dead.
Oh, your laptop dead. Okay.
Okay. I guess that's the show then.
That's the show,
catch
guys.
us next time, guys. We all
our longest show ever. Almost 2 hours.
All of us are bated breath, and obviously the show had to be long because there's a lot of emotions flying around football right now, especially in the Super Cup. You know, we had to say our piece. We are the Couch Pundies. Pull no punches. Gents already said what they feel. I said what they feel. Shout out to everybody that was listening. Shout out to Tepo. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to Olaf. You know, shout out to Trevor. As per usual. You know, we'll read some of the. I'll just quickly read some of the comments from the guys here. So Trevor, obviously, when we were talking about the Wolves and Leeds matches, you know, and he says Wolves and Leeds will get a chance to play in the. I don't know what the hell reviews are that. Tepo says that Super League. You understand? Because I'm guessing he's very excited about it. But then he supports Arsenal, so he's supposed to be excited about it. And then another comment from Trevor says that what about threats from FIFA and UEFA? The players playing in the Super League will be banned in the big stage cups, particularly the World Cup. So we already addressed that. And then Andrew said that if fans need any new allegiance, we at Birmingham City are open to taking on new supporters. Well, listen, Andrew, man, I first need to see who the Liverpool supporters support, and then I'll just choose the team that's against them. So, so in a nutshell, that's how I'll choose my new team. You understand? Because the rivalry needs to carry on, man, because that's just the way it is. And Trevor also says that Super League won't be feasible. Traveling to all those countries, expensive clubs are going to run out of money, and the Super League won't have enough games to fill the calendar so that they can recoup. I think G already answered them and said that, you know, those guys will have enough bank, man, for all of that. They'll have enough money, do you understand? And then another one from Trevor is that Europa and UEFA work because there's limited games. And I 100% agree with him. Do you understand? It makes it more interesting because you know it's for a certain time, and you know that, you know, certain games you won't see, and you're like, it gives you that thing in your mind that I wonder how a Chelsea versus Barcelona would be like. You know what I mean? And if you've got a league like this, then the curiosity goes out of your mind and becomes, you know what I mean? Whatever. But I think we've addressed everything that we need to address. And shout out to Olaf. Hello to you too, my man. Thank you for joining the show. And that's it from us, guys. I don't know if there's anything from you, G, but
no, man. Thank you, guys. Hopefully, when we meet again, we will have clarity. So
we'll have clarity in the verdict, man.
Hopefully, it works out for the football's sake, for fans. Because honestly, I want the EPL to be there. I enjoy the EPL. I want to win it again. But I also want the excitement outside with the Champions League.
Of it, yeah.
Yes, and I hope the governing bodies can just wake up now and take certain things seriously.
Exactly.
You know, come to an agreement.
This is a wake up call. This is
because I just felt like they were just too powerful, and nobody told them anything. You know, they could be corrupt and nobody did anything. They're like FIFA. They control football and nobody tells them anything.
Exactly.
So I think maybe this could be a turning point. There's two ways to go out of here, either good or bad. There's no in between for this one. And
there isn't an in between
because it went too far to have a gray area. So I hope that it goes good for football, but it's going to be messy. And
in a nutshell, guys, hold on. It's going to be quite a turbulent ride, you know, and we'll just all have to sit back and watch how things go. But you know, follow us on Twitter, guys. Tell us what you guys think, you know,
and we'll be here to discuss it, all of it, guys. Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, shout us out on Twitter, retweet this platform that we've started, and tell us what you guys want us to talk about, man, because obviously we are doing, as much as we enjoy speaking to each other, which is primarily the reason why we do this, we also want to engage with you guys. So that's it from the Couch Pundies, man. Peace. Good night.
Thank you. Peace out, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.